We had to go around and name the greatest duos in NBA history. And obviously, everybody contributed to this wonderful list that we have. And we're going to go through this and share this with y'all because this is actually, I think, a really good list. John Stockton and Karl Malone are
the list is cooked. Okay.
Yo, I want
to list.
I want to be clear
about
something. Okay. I want to be clear about something. I had them 10th on my list, and then I hit Ron up and I said, scratch that, put Jokic and Murray at 10. And then
I didn't even consider them.
You sabotaged
Why not, Mars?
No, I did not sabotage the list.
Because when I made the list, those guys didn't come to my mind. So I didn't
at all?
No.
At all?
No. I asked Ron if he needed the list still. He said yes. I thought for about 3 minutes. I sent him a list. These guys didn't come across my mind.
Damn. All right. Okay.
Over
Keep going.
500.
These dudes aren't taking this seriously.
Wins.
Chill, do you actually think that they're a better duo than Jokic and Murray? Are you serious, Sniper? What type of questions are you asking? Yeah, I mean, I'm just
hell no, they're not.
Sam Mitchell said the other day they're the greatest duo he maybe has ever seen. Just how they play together.
I'm not.
I don't care about that little clip he was talking shit, Swiper. Yeah. He don't believe it. There is no way. There is no way in hell. There is no way in hell that Jokic and Jamal Murray made this list. I'll take Jamal Murray.
I don't think they did, unless Swiper had them at 1, which got them like a major combined.
You know what else Sam Mitchell said?
Not yet, anyway.
You know what else Sam Mitchell said on public record? He said the only difference between Scotty Barnes and Kawhi Leonard was that Kawhi was a better jump shooter. So let's not take him.
That's true.
That's not true at all.
Swiper, what the hell?
Swiper just saying the truth so he can give Sam Mitchell some credibility so he can keep pushing that bullshit. Keep going. Who's number 9?
You know how egregiously? Do you know how wrong you have to be to get me to like disrespect Scotty Barnes? He's just like, what the hell are you?
Well, maybe you're just very wrong about Kawhi.
Who's an all-time great? Who's an all-time better Raptor already? Scotty Barnes or Kawhi? Kawhi. Who's number 9?
Because he got a ring.
Yeah, he's number 9.
All right, man. All right. Next up, we got Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West at 9.
I had them on my list.
Nah.
Oops. Oh yeah, you hate on both of them. Yeah, I forgot about that. You hate on both of them.
I don't hate on.
I hate on one of them. I had Wilt. No, you hate on Jerry West and Wilt. You hate on both.
I don't hate on Wilt. I just think some of his box scores might be fabricated. That's not hating.
We said he's one of the most athletic people. We said he'd be one of the most athletic people in the league. And you told me about Ulrich Chomsche, who has since been cut, by the way. Shout out to him. Being more athletic than Wilt Chamberlain. Who is more athletic than Wilt Chamberlain, apparently. Which is interesting.
Have you watched Ulrich play basketball? Dude.
He's not more athletic than Wilt Chamberlain. I don't tell you. But
all right.
Shout out to Wilt and Jerry West. They were on my list.
I got it. I had, and yes, now that I'm thinking about it, because my list got a little skewed. Now that I think about it, because I think about what West and Baylor did, and I think about what West and Chamberlain did. Those two guys together. And there was some unfortunate luck with both West and Baylor as opposed to West and Chamberlain. I mean, they lost in the NBA championship to the Lakers. Like what, 6 times? They've lost to them 6 times. And Chamberlain and Jerry West as a duo, is it more of an underachievement what they did?
Yeah, of course, but that's Will's fault though.
I think they should have won.
I do think that they should have won in 60.
They should have won in 70.
Yeah, but that's directly Wilt's fault.
So yeah, they probably should have had 3 rings together instead of 1.
The one in 72 was legit. I could definitely get with that. The one in 70, they should have won in 73 too. Yeah, they should have beat the Knicks in 73.
Yeah, 73. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Wilt sunk multiple series, by the way, that he was involved with Jerry West. But
I just thought the Chamberlain and not Chamberlain. I'm sorry, Jerry West and Elgin Baylor together as a duo. I mean, they were hell to deal with, and they just kept running into the Celtics. You notice that?
We'll see if the Celtics have a duo in here. We'll see.
So the first 2 we have are John Stockton and Malone at 10, and then we got Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West at 9. At number 8 of greatest PC duos of all time, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
They are that low.
Hell no.
They're too low, man. They're too low.
You did not have them on your list, Mars?
Well, no, because I think Steph and Draymond are a better duo.
There we
Why
go.
would I have Steph
See,
and
that's
Klay?
where wow. That's
Yeah, I got
that's
What do you mean,
where
wow?
Clyde is
Steph
with
and
me.
KD. Steph and Klay
Yes, sir.
absolutely got to be on this list.
Steph
Yeah, I have
and
no problem.
Klay
I have
are
no
the
problem with
third
that.
best duo that Steph's even played with. Steph and Durant are better. What are we doing here?
Well, I'd hope
they
everyone
do
has
This is where
Steph
it
and
gets hard,
KD.
though. This is where it gets
We'll
hard.
get to
because
Steph and KD. I hope
this-
everyone had Steph and KD, but
I don't.
Stephen.
Y'all just don't. Y'all don't respect the immortal Klay
I'm gonna just
Thompson.
ignore that, Joe. We're just gonna let that slide. That's cool.
I'm sorry.
I didn't have
Bob,
stock. I didn't have Stockton and Malone. You cannot have Steph and KD. That's cool.
Okay,
We'll let that one go. We'll just is what it is. Charge it to the game. It's cool.
Okay.
Four titles together, the greatest offenses of all time together, the best backcourt 3-point shooting duo of ever.
That's not what happens, White. He only played there 3 years.
Who?
He's talking about Steph and Klay. He's talking about Steph and Klay.
I'm sorry, my fault. I thought you were talking.
Wait,
about
you don't have
KD.
Steph and KD in your list, is what you said?
Yeah, he does.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I don't want to. All right. Well,
You had
next
Steph
up,
and Klay?
I did, yes.
Why?
But I'm
KD's whole career
This is just marketing. This is just
taken away from him at
marketing,
this
Joe.
Yeah,
Like
I kind of screwed that up because I'm thinking, were they more of a trio than a duo?
okay,
y'all
real
don't respect
question.
Klay Thompson enough. That's
Real
all it is.
question,
Y'all just
because I
respect
don't-
Klay
I
Thompson.
definitely had
Klay
these two.
Thompson.
I don't
just
think that this
I
duo
just
is gonna
view
make
Steph
the
and
list.
Draymond as more of a duo, considering
Exactly.
the synergy between them.
I don't think
The
this duo is
offense,
going to make the
defense.
list, but realistic question: Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. They're not a better duo than Steph and Klay?
No.
Yeah, but this is where it gets
Don't-
hard. This is what I was
don't
about to
make me
say.
cuss.
Is the duos
Pin. This is a family show.
Chris Paul and
I
Blake
think-
Griffin.
but-
What?
but
Like,
this-
not winning a championship.
Chris
makes them
Paul
not
and
a
Blake
duo?
Griffin. You're talking about them amongst Steph and the immortal Klay Thompson?
How the hell are you supposed to be the best duo and one of the players on your duo ain't even the second best player on the team? Help me understand that.
Lord have mercy, please.
I think
Well, many would
this
argue.
is where it
Lord
gets
have
hard.
mercy on
Duo
your
question.
soul.
Many would
Draymond
argue. For what it's worth, I don't.
Draymond
view
Green not a better
Spurs
player
as
than Klay
Duncan
Thompson?
Parker. I don't.
Are we kidding? me?
No.
Yeah,
Absolutely
we've had this
not.
conversation. We've had
Man.
this conversation many times up here.
Absolutely
But yeah,
not.
I understand Steph and Klay. I'll view Steph and Klay making the list as Steph and Dre honorarily making the list. I'll just say basically Steph and one of them make the list.
That's
That's
fair.
how I'm just viewing it. Whichever one makes it cool.
Draymond,
I had
better than Klay
Draymond.
Thompson. Are you out of your mind?
But
I
Swiper,
had
it gets
Draymond,
hard
if you
though
have Klay-
because it gets hard because like there's a few different ways to look at it. Is it tenure together? Is it championships together? Is it longevity together? Is it just the two best players playing together? Because I think that's where I sort of was like, oh, with a few of these.
Well, the thing is, John Stockton and Malone don't qualify for any of that except for longevity. They weren't the two best players in anything, and then they were just they lost every time they went into the
Malone
championship.
was the best power forward when he was playing for a
Respectfully,
large
I've had this conversation multiple times.
And you respectfully have been wrong every time.
That's cool.
I don't.
I'll
Karl
just-
Malone is better than.
I'll always respect
Karl Malone
Charles
was better
Barkley.
than Charles Barkley for
I'll
sure.
always tell you Charles was better. It's not going to change. Never
That's
gonna
fine.
change.
That's fine.
but
We in the
Well, in
later
the
90s,
well, in the late 90s,
in the late 90s, Malone was
Karl Malone was
considerably better.
definitely the best power forward.
Even though I
Yeah,
don't
sure.
like him, and I have 13 reasons not to like him, that doesn't change any
He's your
facts.
13th reason why. No, but
Yeah,
look,
talk-
I'm
but
trying
talk-
to tell
but
you
talking
that
about
like,
basketball,
we talked about peak for peak that I took Barkley
Yes.
over here. He was better in the late 80s.
But what you're saying is they weren't the best at anything when you're talking about arguably the
Yeah, but
best
like
or
best
second
power
point.
forward, but he wasn't the best player or second
be
best
honest,
player.
You know how
looking at
loaded
my
the power
list,
forward
I
position
feel
was
no
when he
regret.
was
No,
the best power forward?
we've gone through this conversation multiple times. I'm very aware. I am.
We're taxing them as well for running into the Bulls, but yeah.
Yeah, they lost to
nobody
many
beat
teams
the
that
Bulls.
weren't- They lost to many
Nobody
teams
beat the
that
Bulls,
weren't
by the
just-
So multiple finals.
Well, no, the
multiple
Magic
finals
actually beat
back
the
to
Bulls.
back.
They lost to many teams that
Okay.
weren't just Chicago. They
Okay.
were losing for.
We don't count
19 years.
45.
They were
No, I
losing
mean
for
the
a long
final.
time.
So to your point,
Yeah,
Mars,
they made it a
okay,
couple times. Shout out to them, and then they
So
lost.
losing to that Golden State Warriors team in '89, bad. Losing to that Phoenix team, who I think that they lost to Portland in the West Finals that year. That was they actually had an opportunity to beat them. Losing in '91, losing in '92, losing in '92 in the West Finals to that Trailblazer team. I actually thought they were going to beat Portland, even though Portland was on the doorstep of winning the NBA championship. And the road to the NBA Finals did go through Portland. They won in the NBA championship twice in the last 3 years. Losing in '93, I didn't appreciate that at all. Losing in the West Finals in '94 to Houston, losing in '95 is unforgivable. I'm not going to argue that. Even though the series got shortened, losing in '95 to that Houston Rockets team was unforgivable. No question about that. But after that, I mean, then they ended up winning in '96. They ended up winning in '97. They ended up winning in 98. I mean, then going back, they ended up going back to, losing in 96. I'm sorry, in the West Finals to Seattle. Yeah, but they ended up winning in 90. They were making deep playoff runs. It's not like this team. It's not like these two guys as a duo. I mean, I think they won over 500. I think they won over 500 plus games together as a duo, something like that. And I think that's like number one all time. I just think that they've had some unfortunate luck, but.
Well, no, it wasn't luck. Sean Kemp was busting his face in the conference finals that year. Sean Kemp from that conference.
No, he wasn't.
Sean Kemp from that conference finals to finals was damn near unstoppable versus them and then versus the Bulls. We've already gone through this. We've already gone through this before. But no, to be fair, I do agree. Chill, longevity. They might be the greatest ever because they played a lot together. But I just don't think they're at their peak. They were. I
think so. Ox, and I know that we don't live in an alternate universe. If the Jazz win one of those championships, how are we talking about Stockton and Malone as a duo? If they just beat the Bulls one time,
I'm the same way I talk about them already. The same way I talk about them already. I mean, yeah, you obviously you need to win championships. That's a big thing. They went twice, lost twice, but they were still one of the best duos of all time. I'm not gonna do the other stuff what they do with Malone. I don't care.
I had them
Malone's one of the best power forwards
just for the reason
Chill.
I said what I said. By the way, I don't people remember this. That series, because remember we talked about this a few months ago. That series when Sean Kemp played versus them, Sean Kemp was averaging 20 and 10. He shot 70% from the field versus Utah in that series. Because in that next series, when he played versus the Bulls, he also had his way in that series. That was probably the best back-to-back series he ever had in his career. Yeah. Like that little stretch of the playoff run for Sean Kemp was insane.
He had a difficult he had a difficult time with if I'm not mistaken, with Dennis Rodman. He said Dennis Rodman should have been Dennis Rodman could have been the finals MVP in 96. He said that's how good he was. That's exactly how good he was, man. But can I say, I mean, if you think about what Sean Kemp did, I mean, Kemp wasn't he almost 20 and 10 in that series?
No, he was 20 and 10 in the Utah Jazz series where he shot 69% from the field, and then he was 23 and 10 on 55% from the field versus the Bulls.
Yeah. Now, I don't notice. I don't notice. I'm just going off the top of my head. Ox, I think in that series against Seattle, I think Malone went like 28 and 10 in that series, something goofy like that. On close to 48. He did something like that. He went like 28 and 10 in that series.
Yeah. Well, so I mean,
he got busy.
We could do that easy. Like Swiper brought up that series with Sean Kemp, and Sean Kemp has a bunch of those. But so does Carmelo. Like we could do that. We could do that with Malone. We could do that Malone with so many different series. So it's kind of like we all know that Sean Kemp was not close to Carmelo, but let's be for real.
Next up on the list, so we got first two for John Stockton and Karl Malone at 10. We got Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West at 9. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson at 8. And at number 7, chill. LeBron James and Dwayne Wade at 7.
I do not have them on my list.
Oh, damn.
I do not have them on my list.
I had them at 7.
This is where I think I screwed my list up because I'm thinking about duos. And when I think about duos, that's kind of why I had Steph and Klay, because Steph and Klay was first. Then they added Draymond. Like I felt like Dwayne Wade and James, I think they were a trio because Bosh was a part of that too. Just like I could say the same thing about Steph and Klay and then adding Dre, but they added Dre. It was Steph and Klay there first. They were Splash Brothers, and everybody knows that about them.
Yeah, if only Draymond got given a duo name, then maybe he would have made the list. But I had Bron and Wade, but I considered not having Bron and Wade because I think once you get past like 2012, D-Wade's kind of not the same. So I considered not having them. But I think the talent level was just too high. So I put them on at 7.
So this is for the first 2 years, basically?
Yeah, the way I made the list, I told you I kind of speed ran it. It was like a combination of like just talent level, then like how well you fit together. So it was just me just kind of like eyeballing which one I valued more depending on the duo. The longevity didn't really factor that much to me. I just kind of viewed how good you were when you guys played together. It wasn't.
Why not, Mark?
Because I didn't really. I just
didn't have time.
Felt wrong. Yeah, part of that is kind of like I said, I speed ran it, but part of it is like I just want to talk about the best duos. And it's like, if you were together for 2 years and that's the best 2 years I've ever seen, like, shout out to the other guy who had 8 years, but it's like, you guys just weren't as good. So
my 2 years were better than your 8 together.
It's why I'll spoil it now since Steph and KD are out the top 5. Well, we'll get there. When Steph and KD come up, I'll tell you.
That's why I had Stockton and Malone, by the way. I had them 2 at 7.
Okay. Well, next up, so Penn, if you missed it, we got LeBron and Dwayne Wade at 7, Klay Thompson, and then Steph Curry at 8.
Yep, I got it.
Number 6 on the list, Steph Curry and Kevin Durant.
I had them at 2. Yeah, I had them at 2.
So
that kind of shows how I was viewing it in terms of talent level and whatnot, because they were 2 of the 3 best players on the planet for 3 years. That's
3 years get you the 2 spot.
Yeah, for me.
If you think about what they did in them 3 years, I mean, they completely tipped the landscape of the NBA. Just them 2 guys alone. I mean, they made everybody else.
No, but they're already 73.
Well, they had Klay and Draymond. They had Klay and Draymond.
They're already 73 win team.
But then,
yeah, they
were. They were a 73 win team, Damian, who Draymond made it clear they were getting figured out. That's what happened to them.
I mean, they just ran into the greatest ever. That's all.
Yeah, they ended up getting figured out. When
they were down 3-1 to OKC, like they were very clearly teams were adjusting.
Yes, teams were definitely adjusting to them. Well, add Kevin Durant to that line. Add Kevin Durant to that lineup. No more Justin. Sorry, that's it. We had
Houston came close. Houston came close.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I just think there's only one duo that I think hit a peak as high as what Steph and KD as like talent level of play in the NBA, how good they were relative to competition. There's only one other duo that I think surpasses that. So that's why I had them second.
Do you remember where you were, Ox and everybody else, when July 4th, 2016, when this happened?
I was in Vegas at a referee symposium when I heard that, and I was blown away. I thought they was lying. I was like, KD did not go to the Warriors. That's a lie. Hell no. And it was all over.
I wrote a piece.
And I'm thinking to myself,
when one of my last weeks of school,
first thing I was thinking, Swiper, was who's going to beat them? Who can beat them? I don't think there's anybody that could beat them. Can the Cavs beat them? Like, my selfish ways of thinking about James, I'm thinking, yeah, the Cavs can beat them. When in reality, my subconscious is like, stop playing. Can't nobody beat them. But I'm thinking because it's James, I'm like, they can beat them. No, they can't.
That's actually so crazy.
I just remember I just remember thinking like the level of bitch assness is overwhelming.
I thought it was a family show.
the level of bitch assness is overwhelming right now.
It is a family
That's the only
show.
thing I could think of. Like, what a sucker, you know?
Did you have them on
That
the
was
list?
my next thought.
No. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I had them on the list for sure. Steph and KD? Absolutely. Yeah. On the list. I'm not an imbecile.
Chill, personally. I'm just
Yeah, that was tough.
But chill. I'm not calling you. I'm not calling you an imbecile.
Shit, if you think about it, it was kind of idiotic for me to leave them off because
that didn't come out right. You know what I mean?
If I'm thinking about Klay and Dre, if I'm thinking about Klay and Steph, the Splash Brothers, the best shooting backcourt in NBA history, how can I just didn't think about KD and
they didn't have to give up nothing except for let Harrison Barnes walk.
He just walked in the front door. He just walked in the front door like, hey, hi. Like,
I didn't have that.
Let's move on because this shit is pissing me off all over again.
He just walked in the front door like, yeah, I want to get on y'all team now. What the fuck?
And then did Steph get the 205 right after that, Mars? Like after he signed there?
Yeah, I think he got his extension like right after.
And then chill. Hold on. Let me just make you guys mad again. Hold on. Let me just make you guys mad one more time.
Relax.
After that, then they try to add DeMarcus Cousins. You remember that?
It did. 2018.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They got him for $5 million. First game he came back, he dunked on somebody too. I can't remember who it was.
Boogie didn't look terrible when he first got back. It's when he tore his quad that everything went left. Coming back from the Achilles, he didn't look terrible. He didn't look like the Boogie of old, but he didn't look terrible.
He had some moments in the 19 finals too.
Yeah, he had like a game.
He just got hurt.
Yeah, I think if Boogie was even healthy, I think they would have won that series. Like they just didn't have anybody to. It was over.
If they needed some injury,
someone,
everything went left for them in that fight.
Literally, only person.
That's
that
what
was
I'm gonna be honest.
Steph.
That's what 5 straight for a lot of that's what 5 straight finals will do to you, man. Like I know Klay tore his ACL and that was unfortunate with the Danny Green breakaway, but Klay was already hurt in that series.
Yeah.
So like you could see the injuries were taking a toll. Iguodala was dealing with something. I want to say it was like back spasms or something. I might be wrong. KD obviously going down. Then obviously Boogie. Like injuries were just.
There was somebody else who was hurt that nobody talks about.
Kawhi.
I think everyone
OG and
Kawhi and being hurt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, OG did
didn't
miss
play
the whole
in that series.
postseason. Yeah,
we
he
know.
missed the whole postseason. Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't going to change that series if they would help you. But I will say,
you never know.
So you're telling me if Kawhi is fully healthy?
yeah, I think if
Klay
the
is
other team was fully healthy,
I'm gonna be honest. We can
fully healthy.
we can assure you, if both teams are fully healthy, the Raptors are getting packed.
They smacked them dudes.
We can assure.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, because that's easy.
smoked
Like
them.
that's easy
You'll
to
never
say.
know.
Because I mean, like, we could just also pretend like 17 never happened. Like Kawhi wasn't giving KD everything he could handle.
Hey, the Raptors can win a game. Yeah, the Raptors can win a game.
I'm not even talking. I'm not talking about
the
Raptors.
Spurs
I'm
could
talking
have
about
won
the
a game
Spurs.
too. They could
The
have won a game
The
too.
Spurs was gonna beat the shit out of the Warriors until Zaza did that shit he did.
What in that last play they ran for Steph too to tie the game 6. That 3 was it? It was left a baseline out of bounds play.
He was fading right, so right wing is where he got the
And it was
three.
they throw it over the. He threw it over the top.
Yeah.
Of the pick, like a flare screen.
Yeah, I think if
I thought it was Cat because he was open too, but just.
I knew that shit wasn't going in. I'm gonna be honest, I knew that. Shit wasn't going in. But if it went in, that would have been crazy. I knew that shit.
He's just
all right,
not clutch like, he's not clutch like Kawhi. That's all.
We got next up on the list at number 5. So again, just for the audience, the listening audience, we got John Stockton, Karl Malone at 10, Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West at 9, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson at 8. We got LeBron James and Dwayne Wade at 7, Steph Curry and Kevin Durant at 6, and at 5, Larry Bird and Kevin McHale.
I had them at 8.
That's 5.
I think
I'm
I
happy
had them
that
right
they're
here
on
at
there.
5. Having them over Steph and KD throws me off. But
No, actually, I had them at 4. I'm sorry.
Why are we
They
talking
were
about Kevin
definitely-
McHale and Bird as a duo? I don't know if y'all noticed, but Robbie Parrish was making an all-star team. Robbie Parrish was
that's amazing, but there was levels to this, and Bird and McHale were clearly better than Robert Parrish. A team can have a third good player. That doesn't change the fact that we know who the two best
Klay
players.
Thompson.
Like you had Steph and Klay. Draymond was making all NBA teams. But
that's what,
still,
and
you had Steph and
that's
Klay.
where that's where I felt like I screwed up at, because I felt like with Bird and McHale, like Robbie Parrish was fucking awesome. They had the best front court in the league. There was no front court in the league better than them. Not the best 2 players, the best front court in the league, hands down. As a trio, Bird at the 3, McHale at the 4, and Robbie Parrish at the 5. That's the best front court in the league.
But were these the best 2 players, don't you? Bird and McHale?
Oh.
I think McHale was better than Parrish.
I do too. Yeah, I do.
No disrespect to Robert Parrish, but once you get to like 86, and especially 87, like before he breaks his foot, I could argue Kevin McHale, unless I'm forgetting,
He started slowing down.
7-ish player in the NBA. I could make the argument.
Yeah, he was. If
Didn't
by
they trade
88
the Parrish
88
with the number
88
1
was
pick?
when he started slowing down. And he was only in like year 7 when that happened.
Shit, if you ask me, who's the best player on
top
some of the
5.
teams, I might have to go with Kevin McHale.
I said I think he was the best scorer on the team. I said
Kevin
that a
was
couple months
nasty.
ago. I think Kevin McHale was the best scorer on the Celtics for a couple of years before
McHale
obviously
was so
injured.
nasty.
But I could make the argument Kevin McHale was a top 5 player on the planet. Like I can make the argument. Like that's how good he was. So, you have Larry Bird, who's maybe the best player or second best player, and then you have Kevin McHale, so kind of good.
He was.
Didn't they trade the number 1 pick to get Robert Parrish?
Don't even get me started on that. That was so
Joe Barry
goofy.
Carroll, I think, was the pick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Danny Ainge got Jason Tatum, because he took the words. He basically copied Red Auerbach's model. The word on the street was everybody knew that Joe Barry Carroll was the guy in Boston. Red Auerbach had no intention of taking Joe Barry Carroll. Kevin McHale was his guy, but he was telling everybody he wanted Joe Barry Carroll. So hey, here, how about you take this first overall pick, and how about you give me your number 3 pick? And in the process of him doing that, Damian, hey, how about you take Robbie Parrish too? I'll throw him in there. Yeah, you can have him too. And look what that damn turned into. So fast forward a couple of years later. So take. These guys are still viable. You can have Kevin Kevin Garnett. You can still have Paul Pierce. You can still have Jason Terry. Knock yourself out. Yeah, I'll take your number one picks off your hands. Yes. And that number one pick, yeah, I really like this kid from Seattle. I really like this kid that plays at the University of Washington. I really like his game. You really like it? You like him too, don't you? How about we switch? How about you take my number one pick and I'll take your number 3 pick. And I'll take your number 1 next year too. Turns into Jason Taylor. I'm so sick of the Celtics, nigga.
Yeah, there was a lot of, somebody said in the chat, and in the year before they swindled to get Bird, there was a lot of tomfoolery in the 80s over draft picks. The Celtics. A lot of tomfoolery.
Yes. A lot of bullshit going on, Swiper.
Yeah, the fact that the nastiest one to me, it's always going to be James Worthy, though. Like, that's never going to happen. Nothing's ever going to change that.
Those are the good old days, Swiper. The good old days.
They were not the good old days at all. Not in any way, shape, or form. No.
So when people complain about the NBA lottery now, just remember that there was some tomfoolery going on.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean they were trading premium draft picks on great drafts for aging old players and like land rights. Like they had so many deals that were under the table deals for like just property or just it was ridiculous stuff that was happening from like the 50s.
That's
60s,
good. That's good
70s,
business.
80s. No, it's not. No, it's not. It was very obviously a swindle. Is what it was. Yeah, it was swindling.
Nothing wrong with a good swindle. Every once in a while.
The mob literally involved in some of these trades. That's how bad they were. Anyway, that's 5th on the list. Number 4 on the PC's greatest all-time duos list. Bill Russell and Bob Cousy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I had Bill Russell and Sam Jones, but cool. Bill Russell made it, so I don't know why it would be Koozy instead of Sam Jones though, because Koozy was done by like 61, and that's not even like the best of Bill Russell.
Can rewind really quickly. I want to get right back to this Swiper. So Mars, I'm going to throw some names, and I want you to tell me, Olajuwon better than, and this is 87. Is Olajuwon better than
Kevin McHale?
Bird.
Bird's better.
Magic.
Yeah.
Jordan.
For sure.
Moses.
No.
Who else is in the NBA?
Barkley.
No. I don't think he's better than Kevin McHale at that point.
Neek.
I don't think he's better than Kevin McHale.
Isaiah Thomas.
No.
All right. Okay.
I think Magic, Mike, Birds are better for sure. Hakeem, I'll listen. That's it. Really, everyone else. So yeah, I think Kevin McHale was better, unless I'm forgetting someone egregious. But yeah, I think Kevin McHale was better at that point. I don't know. People go back and watch some Kevin McHale, man. That guy was averaging like 25 and 10. Like, yeah, go box score, watch Kevin McHale at least. Do something. That was good.
So at number 4, we had Bill Russell and Bob Cousy, and then we were entering into the top 3. So just for the listening audience, John Stockton and Karl Malone at 10, Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West at 9, 8, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, 7, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, 6, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, 5, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, 4, Bill Russell and Bob Cousy. At number 3, Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Let's rewind.
I had them at 6.
Let's rewind. So Mars, you said that with Koozy and Russell, Koozy after 61 was basically over. Is that fair? So like in 62, like if you think
he retired officially in 63. So yeah, I could move it all the way up to his retirement if you want. Yeah.
Right. So 63. So what about from 50, let's say from 59, let's say from 58 to 60, those 3 seasons.
Yeah,
with him and Russ.
I don't think that's better than Sam Jones on the fact that I think Bill, and this is once again very small sample of games and film available from these years, so take it with a pinch of salt. Bill Russell was so much better once you get into the mid 60s as opposed to his first couple years in the league, that I would just rather have that version of Bill Russell that you get in the mid 60s alongside Sam Jones, one of the better scorers in the league, one of the better shooters in the league, as opposed to getting a few years of prime Bob Cousy with a younger Bill Russell. I just think, and then if I do think the talent level is close, which I do think it is with young Russell and Koozy versus prime Bill Russell and prime Sam Jones, then I'll start to look at the longevity and be like, well, that can be the separator. Then you get 10 plus years of Bill Russell and Sam Jones together and they go out together. It's like, yeah, that to me is quite clearly the duo of that team. Even if from a talent perspective, you could probably say John Havlicek is probably more talented, but he came on later in Bill Russell's career, so he doesn't get the prime Bill Russell either. I think Sam Jones and Bill Russell were so interlinked in terms of both at their best. That's why I viewed them as the duo on the team.
If I can counter that, if I can counter that, Mars, even though Bill Russell was better from like 62, because he showed up in, I want to say Russell showed up in 56. So I think prime Russell is like 60, 61. So from 62 on, like he was a better bucket getter than he was early. But what he did for them defensively, because that was their Achilles heel.
Oh yeah, that was felt from the jump.
That was their Achilles heel. That's why they were losing to teams early on. So when you add Russ to that team, they became a top 3 defense, right? They became the best defense in the league, and they were winning the NBA championship. Yeah, sure, it was only 8 teams in the league, but I still got to see the better competition more. But in that short period of time, Russ catapulted that unit defensively with both him and Koozy being the transition guard that he was, made him even better. Now I can appreciate your logic about Sam. I can appreciate your logic about Sam Jones being the shooter that he was, but is shooting that much more prevalent at that time than being able to defend and rebound and push the break, which is what Koozy excelled on, and which is what Bill Russell excelled on, as opposed to what Sam Jones was doing?
Well, Sam Jones, I think, was a better defender than Bob Koozy. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I think Bob Koozy's like transition stuff definitely was elevated, but I think Sam Jones in transition was great with his ability, because once again, this is a different era. It's not where everyone's just running out for threes and layups in transition. Sam Jones' ability, so you're gonna like this. His stop and pop game in transition, elite.
And Jones had a money stop and pop game. Yes,
and he was like one of the OG practitioners of the bank shot. Tim Duncan want to go with the credit. Sam Jones was doing that before it was cool. So like when I'm looking at it from that perspective, it's like Sam Jones was. You get to a point in like the mid 60s where he's their best scorer. He's helping out on defense. He's still really good in transition. Plus the shooting stuff. It's like, yeah, I think that's probably more valuable in conjunction with getting the best of Bill Russell, which I think comes 62, 63, 64, 65, that period. It's like, yeah, I'm probably going to favor those two as the duo. But once again, like similar to the Steph and Draymond thing or Steph and Klay, as long as Bill Russell is there, I don't care who you put next to him as the duo. As long as Bill Russell is there, I will say now looking at this list, the fact that Tim Duncan doesn't make it with anyone is kind of concerning.
I had it on my list.
I had Duncan and Manu on my list. Is what I'm basically getting at. So I feel like that's kind of tough that Duncan
I ain't even thinking about them dudes. And the reason why I'm thinking about a trio,
because it's a trio. Yeah,
that's why.
So
that's the only reason why.
Magic Johnson and Kareem at 3, and I think that probably speaks for itself for a lot of people why they're ranked that high. I'm curious if the top 2 are going to be at this point.
Wait a minute, whoa.
We know who it is, but I
we know who the top 2 is.
Yeah, I have these guys at 6. So.
Swiper, you think that's too high for them? These 2 guys?
Well, no. Based on how old this list is, and that we're bringing players in from the 60s, no. I think this is about right. I think legacy too matters. They won multiple championships together, multiple MVPs. Obviously, when they were together, they're the Lakers. This is 1980 Showtime basketball. I mean, it was the greatest show on earth for at least 6 years. I understand. It makes sense to me.
I just don't think their primes overlap. So that's
they should be number 2.
By the time Magic gets to the Magic Johnson that is Kareem's tailing off. Like it's like that's why I don't have them as high. Like the talent level is ridiculous. Like even 1980, when Kareem's the best player in the league, Magic is very clearly a top 10 player. So like that's still enough in order to get them high. But to have them number 3 when I don't think their primes overlaps, I don't think you get like a couple years where they're both top 5 players, but like it's not. That's why I was slightly lower.
When you say top 5 players, Mars, you say top 5 like when Jabbar was a top 5 player in 84, but he's still a top 5 player on the other end of who he was. Like he's still a top 5 player.
He's not like an all-time great player at that point. Whereas Steph and KD were 2 of the top 3 and they were still in their primes. It's like we're looking at 2 top 15 players ever at the height of their careers. Whereas we're seeing Kareem, who's still a top 5 player in the league, but you can clearly see he's not a peak prime version of Kareem anymore. Like the rebounding fell off, the defense fell off, and he's still like this go-to post scorer. But then James Worthy starts ascending. They just didn't overlap enough for me the way I was viewing the list. But they were still good enough to where I would have them, obviously.
So with that being said, Mars, you can't use the logic that he had 2 top 10 players all time that they should have won more, because I got Jabbar on the other side of who he used to be. But
no, they should have. They should have. Well, I think winning 5 is more than enough. But I just think the reason they were still clearly the most talented team in the NBA, like the whole time, regardless of Kareem being at his best or not, they were still the most talented team in the NBA. And that's due to some of the draft stuff,
which is fair. You can definitely use that logic that they were clearly the most talented. But the two guys, I mean, I was, to your point, I was on the other side of who I used to be. I still was awesome, but I was on the other side of who I used to be.
Yeah, it's not like they had peak Kareem and Magic. Then it's like, yeah, that's probably number 1. Yeah. But they didn't, which is why I had them lower. But they still achieved a lot, did a lot of great things. Still really good. So
I had them at I had them at 3. That's why I had them at.
Yep. Number 2 on the list.
Shaq and Kobe.
Kobe Bryant and Shaq.
I had them at 1. And I didn't even think about it. I wrote them in like instantly. I didn't think twice.
Is that
Shaq
the
and
synergy
Kobe
thing you're talking about?
Well, isn't this the same thing? Say that one more time, Penn.
Is it? I was curious if it was a synergy thing because it's obviously not the number of rings they won.
It's a synergy thing. It's a talent level thing. No disrespect to Scottie Pippen, but between Mike, Shaq, Kobe, and Pippen.
Okay, so
wait a minute, Miles.
Question for you. Hold on. Exactly. Same logic. I would argue the best of Shaquille O'Neal was in this trio, like in this duo. The period that they played together, that's probably like the best of Shaq. Like, right?
Yes,
sure. But that's not the best of Kobe.
No, I agree.
It's part of it.
It's not.
But
it's
their years spent together, like half of it, Kobe was like just too young. And
well, yeah, I'm not really. When I think of Shaq and Kobe, I'm not really thinking about 96 to 99, really.
But this is
01 to 04 mainly.
Right, but I don't know how much you're weighting longevity here, but like, doesn't Steph and KD get more of a boost because they both did it when they were at their peak? Jordan and Pippen, who inevitably are going to be number 1 on this list, don't they get a bit of a boost because they were both like they peaked together and they peaked very long? How does Shaq and Kobe?
High, not really. Steph and KD get a boost.
I mean, you got 1 year
and they both peaked really high. But Kobe and Shaq, Shaq's peak is like rivaling Michael Jordan, in my opinion.
In 2000, sure.
For real?
Yeah, but we disagree. You think Kawhi peaked higher than him. So like we're very far apart in our evaluation of Shaq, which is fine. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just letting you know how I evaluate Shaq. So when I'm evaluating Shaq and I view his peak as rivaling the best ever, then I look at Kobe and I'm like, okay, Kobe in 01, Kobe in 02, Kobe in 03 is one of the 5 best players in the sport. Even though that's not peak Kobe, it's still one of the 5 best players in the sport, still playing at a really high level, all-time level, higher level than Scottie Pippen was at. Yeah, I value that more than MJ and Pippen, even though they have more longevity. Now, if the talent between Pippen and Kobe was closer, then yeah, I would look at the longevity and be like, well, these guys were together for longer, so I will go with them. But I'm so comfortable in the talent level of Kobe in comparison to Pippen that I don't really view
what version of Kobe is better than 90.
The best of Pippen ain't even with Michael Jordan.
We've had
Can I ask what a player's primes have to do with them as duos?
Before two though, Pin. Like young.
Well, when you're playing, when you're
those versions of Scottie Pippen is the gap isn't that as big as y'all want it to be with young Kobe. It's not as big as y'all want it to be at all.
Okay, yeah, we disagree. Like 01 Kobe.
We disagree. That's what I was thinking about. We disagreed a lot on these.
01 Kobe is just
6. You know,
01 Kobe.
Like 2000, like two.
Why does a player's prime matter that much?
Well, it's the level,
level
in which you're playing at.
No, but why does a player's prime matter when it's what they achieve together as a duo?
Well, then, I don't care about what they achieved.
Well, then it should be D Wade.
We all
like I said, D Wade and Bron. D Wade and I viewed it as synergy, talent level, and then as a like tiebreaker, longevity would be a part of it. Bron and Wade, I think, lacked a certain synergy together, and D Wade fell off after like the second year, so it's like, So that's why I had them slightly lower, but I still favored them over some other duos who had clearly better synergy and longevity because of the talent level. Steph and Draymond clearly synergized better than Bron and Wade, but the talent level is too undeniable. So I went with Bron and Wade. So I'm going to favor the talent level in most instances. Kobe and Shaq, talent level and synergy were elite. The longevity, not as elite as Magic and Kareem, if you want to say, Michael and Scottie. But for me, and this is where me and Ox can disagree, me and Cho can disagree, that's fine. 01 Kobe, 02 Kobe, 03 Kobe, in my opinion, is so much better than Scottie Pippen. And that's no disrespect to Scottie Pippen. Maybe that's just how highly I view Kobe. But he's so much better than Scottie Pippen that I'm not really looking at as like, yeah, I got Shaq, I got MJ. Sure, once you get past 2000, MJ's peak for like 3 years is better than Shaq's. But Shaq is right there. One of the 3 best peaks ever, in my opinion. Then I get Kobe, who's playing at an all-time level, one of the best players ever, one of the best scorers in the league. Plus, I get the synergy. Yeah, I'm gonna take Kobe and Shaq as the best duo ever. I'm not really gonna think twice about it. And then when I go to seconds, because I had Steph and KD above MJ and Pippen. Once again, Steph and KD are so much better than Scottie Pippen to me. Like I don't even think twice. Once again, it's not even a conversation.
What is this gap? Because I know it's not passing, and I know it's not defense,
Kobe?
and I know it's not rebounding.
It's playing the sport. I don't know. It's just I watch.
Is it?
You just think he's better at basketball all the way around?
Yeah, I watch Kobe play, and I can very obviously see.
Well, I think that's a similar leverage thing with SGA though, because my mind as soon went there when Mars said the gap.
Because if that's the argument, then you would say Scottie Pippen is still better than Pete Kobe Bryant because he still has the same advantages. He's still a better defender than Pete Kobe. He's actually Pete Kobe was worse defensively than Kobe was Shaq. So that defensive gap actually widens. He's still a better passer than Kobe. So he's still a better rebounder than Kobe. So why is Scottie Pippen not better than Pete Kobe Bryant based on the same measurement? And if you think he is, all power to you. But
well, I mean, we all kind of did this list a little different too, though. Like for instance, Chill left a lot of duos off because there was a third player that he thought was in there. Mars did it his way. I did it my way. We all did it a little different. I mean, that's the beauty.
It came out reasonable.
Yeah. I think it's fine.
What were some duos that guys left off? What were some of those duos?
The reason why I left Tony Parker and Tim Duncan off because Manu Ginobili was on there. The reason why I left Tony Parker, the reason why I left
they had James Worthy with Kareem and Magic though.
That's what I was going to ask.
I had Worthy and Magic on my list. I had Worthy and Magic on my list. As a matter of fact, I think I had them number 9, Worthy and Magic.
So did you not have any of these duos, Ox? You didn't have Bill Russell and them, Wilt Chamberlain.
I had Russell and Koozy. I didn't have Wilt in.
I just having a third man matter.
I did. I had Wilt and Hal Greer. I did.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. They had Billy Cunningham though, so you could argue they were a trio.
But I think Billy Cunningham came in later. I think that was Billy Cunningham rook season that year that they in '67 when they won the NBA championship. I think Billy Cunningham was if he wasn't a rookie. Yeah, if he wasn't a rookie.
What was the duo for Detroit then when they won?
I had Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas in.
But how when they had a third scorer?
Oh yeah, another duo that didn't even cross my mind. Yeah,
but they had a third scorer that would add to the roster that changed their team that made them a championship team.
But that third scorer
in the league, mind you.
That third scorer that they had when they added him, I mean Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars was already just like Steph Curry and Klay as a backcourt. I mean, they were already considered the best.
They don't win without Ant Dantley though. Like not even close. They don't come close to.
They didn't win without Dantley. You talking about Mark Aguirre? That's
Mark Aguirre.
That's not Aguirre. Yeah. So I'm saying right. What I'm saying is but if you're as high as them as you are, and then you're as high as Kareem and Magic as you are, but then we can say that like James Worthy is the one that like made them what they were. Like he changed that series when he won Finals MVP. Like he was an elite scorer.
That was 5 years later after they got him though. 6 years later after.
No, I know, but like
Magic and Kareem were already a top duo before.
It's a duo that added a third player, and they were winning.
Yeah,
but I'm saying the same thing applies to the Celtics. By the way, like the same exact thing applies to the Celtics. They had an elite number 3.
Okay, with them having an elite number 3, I don't think that. Yeah, I mean they had a. That goes to your point.
These teams were stacked with the moral of the story.
Yeah,
this list shows that there's actually a lot of great trios. Not great duos, just duos.
You know, Damien, I was going to say that earlier. We probably should have did a list of trios. That probably would have been a little better.
Because talk about Tony Parker, Manu, Duncan.
Exactly.
A lot of these
there
guys
are multiples on here that I got on my list. Like for instance, I got Kareem and Magic at 2, and then I got Magic and Worthy at 10. You know what I'm saying?
Can we read off everyone? Read off our lists?
Yeah, I got. So okay, so I'll go. I got. Obviously, I got Jordan, Scotty 1, Kareem and Magic 2, Shaq and Kobe 3. Bird and McHale 4, Bron and Wade 5, Russell and Koozy 6, Steph and KD 7, Malone and Stockton 8, Steph and Klay 9, Magic and Worthy 10.
Steph and KD below Bron and Wade?
Yeah.
Yep. And at 10.
Those can be flip flopped. I can see where that could be flip flopped. But I mean that goes to what you were saying earlier though. Like Bron to me is so much better than
understand. Yeah, it's Bron.
To answer your question, Swiper, So I want to get back to your question, Swipe. I don't want to deter from that because we are going to get back to the list. But to answer your question, I think that group was built around Isaiah Thomas, and one of the main reasons was that backcourt between both Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars. With those two guys together, I feel like as good as that defense was, as good as the Detroit Bad Boys defense was, their offense. As good as Bill Laimbeer was as a pick and pop big, as a stretch big, that's basically Kevin Love in the 1980s. As good as he was, that offense was built around both Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars as a duo, those two guys together, and it showed when we got into the postseason how much better they were as a duo. I mean, to talk about championships, they're the only backcourt in NBA history to win Finals MVP. Can no other backcourt in NBA history say that they've done that? Both Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars did that. So that's why I look at them as a duo, and I feel like Mark Aguirre added to that. Just like when you talk about, just like Ox, when you talk about James Worthy came in and he added to what Jabbar and Magic were already doing when they got him. Don't get me wrong, that's a huge addition, getting James Worthy, right? But he did add to what they were already doing.
How's that not apply to
they had a young Dennis Rodman as well? Sure.
Yeah.
What Spurs?
How did that not apply to?
He didn't have.
I did not. No, I didn't.
Can I hear your list, Joe? Because I think yours is like the most far away from mine.
So I have at 10, I got Wes and Baylor. At 9, I got Doc and Moses. At 8, I got Chamberlain and Hal Greer. At 7, I got Stockton and Malone. 6, I got Isaiah and Joe Dumars. 5, I got Steph and Klay. 4, I got Koozy and Russell. 3, I got Magic and Jabbar. 2, I got Shaq and Kobe. And 1, I got Jordan and Pippen.
Okay. Okay. I got Duncan and Manu at 10, Steph and Draymond at 9, Bird and McHale at 8, Bron and Wade at 7, Magic and Kareem at 6, Bill Russell and Sam Jones at 5, Wilt and Jerry West at 4, MJ and Pippen at 3, Steph and KD at 2, Kobe and Shaq at 1.
That Steph and KD shit, man. That shit was so unfair.
I actually forgot about LeBron and Wade, which is amazing to me.
I forgot about Steph and KD.
Yeah. I had
Mars, that's like Shaq jumping on the Bulls when they won a championship.
Exactly.
That's what that is.
And somehow they're not top 5. Like, you see what I'm talking about?
Jumping on the Bulls and going, you know what? I don't want to play for the Orlando Magic no more. Nope, I don't want to go to Los Angeles. I'm going to play with Jordan. Give me a break.
You got the second and third best player on the planet in their primes
Steph
on the same team for multiple years, and they're not top 5. Like,
I had Steph on my list twice, but Steph and Klay never made my list once. So my 10 was Jokic and Murray. Interestingly enough, from a basketball synergy standpoint, championship, they got it all, right? That was 10, 9, West Baylor, 8, Steph and Durant, 7, Duncan Ginobili, 6, Steph and Draymond, 5, Russell Koozy.
Wait,
4,
say your first, your three again over.
Your last 3. I didn't get to 3.
No, your last 3.
10, 9, and 8.
Oh, so 10, Jokic, Murray. Number 9, Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. Number 8, Steph and Durant. Number 7, Duncan and Ginobili. Number 6, Steph and Draymond. Number 5, Russell and Koozy. Number 4, McHale and Bird. Number 3, Shaq and Kobe. Number 2, Magic and Kareem. And number 1, Jordan and Pippen.
Who about you, Swiper? Who'd you have?
No, Damien, do you have your list? Did you already give yours?
Yes. Stockton, Malone, 10. I forgot Steph and Klay. Steph and KD, they would have been on here. But then I had Isaiah, Joe Dumars, Duncan Parker, Bird McHale, Russell Koozy, LeBron Wade, Steph, Klay, Kobe, Shaq, Magic, Kareem, Jordan, Pippen.
I Duncan Parker.
Duncan had to be on there, to your point. It was Duncan and someone. I chose Tony just because of the finals MVP.
Understandable. Manu got robbed in 05. It's what it is, man. Damn.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, I have some honorable mentions that maybe make it a little fun. I think Westbrook and Durant definitely qualify for honorable mention. Very short period, lasted like this long. James Harden and Kevin Durant was pretty special.
I did think about them, but I was like, at some point, I have to factor in like longevity. Like they played together for 6 months, but like that talent level was so high. I actually did think about.
Y'all didn't consider Anthony Davis and Boogie?
I thought about AD and Bron. Like all jokes aside, I thought about AD and Bron.
I knew Ox was gonna say that. I knew he was
like I thought about AD
Nah.
and Bron. I thought about Bron and Kyrie, and I thought about Bron and Wade.
Pin, what's wrong, bro? Chill.
So I thought about all of them.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about how many aspirins I gotta pop after this, man.
You gonna get
I definitely did not think about AD and
Marcus
Boogie.
Cousins, half a season.
Did y'all not think about Rudy Gay and Rajon Rondo?
We did not.
Did you not think about KG and Paul Pierce? Just for Ox? Did you not?
Did you not think about 100 other people?
Because I thought about KG and Paul Pierce, but
I really didn't even cross my mind. But they wouldn't have made the list though, because when I think I got Magic and Worthy at 10.
If KG and Terrence meniscus, I would have. Then maybe they could have made it.
They would have won it again that next year.
Yeah,
they definitely.
It's like 27 or something.
Not chill. They could have three-peated. I don't think y'all understand how pivotal Perkins was.
The way they were playing, like they were better than.
I think they winning it. Didn't they win 60 games that year? Something like that.
Yo, Perkins was so pivotal with you that when he went out, that cost them too. They could have three-peated.
Let me check their record because I
know are Mike Bibby and Chris Webber kind of underrated in terms of just how well they synergized?
That whole team is underrated.
Webber wasn't with the drama. Sorry.
That whole team.
What do you mean with the drama?
Webb wasn't with the drama. He wasn't.
Kemp and Payton.
Nope.
Kemp and Payton was an honorable mention.
Yeah, I had AD and Braun honorable mention. 10, Murray, Jokic, Bird, and Mikal 9, Duncan and Ginobili 8, West and Baylor 7, Steph and Dre 6, Wilton West 5, Magic and Kareem 4, Steph and KD 3, Jordan and Pippen 2, and then Shaq and Kobe 1.
Wait, who do you got think Jamal Murray and Jokic are a top 10 duo? Like both of you?
I think just pure synergy. Yeah, I think they're going to finish higher than that when they get done. Because they're going to have
pure synergy. What do you mean by that, Swiper?
I think from 3-level scoring standpoint, like I also will dare to say I don't think there's, in terms of dual who can score in the clutch, from 3, pull up, mid range, post work, like any action you want, empty side, pick and roll, whatever. I legit don't know who's been better in the modern era. And I think they're going to have so many years together and so many playoff runs together. They're going to like force themselves in the conversation. But I think Murray just also was a victim of his time. I think if Murray existed in a different time, he'd be more widely regarded as a player. He just exists in a player. There's so many guards. But also he's peaking.
Can't we say that about a bunch of different players?
Am I tripping if I say Kobe and Powell is a better duo than Jokic and Murray? Am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping, Moss.
What
about Shaq and Penny? What about Shaq and Penny?
Yeah,
Shaq and Penny was cold too.
That's a better duo.
Shaq and Penny was cold. Yeah, I agree. Shaq and Penny was cold.
I think what the list also shows is that in the modern era, it's actually going to be hard for any of these guys to make this list because of the player movement, because the landscape of the league, the CBA and things. I think this list will always probably be catered towards more the old school because guys just stayed together longer. Like, chill, to your point, like you don't win 500 games with someone else nowadays, man.
Yeah,
like
that's not happening.
That just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting how the sort of those duos and trios have evolved over time.
How does
I think Murray and Jokic are like I don't know if it's still there because Murray's last year, but Murray and Jokic I think were the only duo ever to do 25, 5 and 5 together, like on a playoff run if I remember correctly. Mars.
So Swiper, when you be,
I think I did see that somewhere.
KD didn't do that. KD and Steph.
Well, I mean, I think from a career, it was like through 23 what they had done. But I think it's gone down because Murray obviously dealt with the.
Respectfully, I forgot about LeBron and Wade. I also forgot about Kobe and Powell, which is shit. So if I remembered all the duos, if I had like a little bit more time, I don't think Murray and Jokic are making my top. But
if they win this year, I think they get on a lot of people's lists.
Well, they're not winning. They're not winning.
Well, I know.
I had Duncan and Manu at 10. I doubt Jokic and Murray are catching them within like the next.
Yeah, I had Duncan and Manu at 8. I Duncan Manu at 8. That's just so many years for me. I think Manu just very underrated.
Great duo. Like those two guys, the way that they operate together, like what we saw in 23. Yeah. I mean, the way Jamal Murray operated off of Joker, the way Joker operated off the synergy word that you guys use, like the parts were definitely bigger than the sum with those two guys. I mean,
if you're talking about how two guys play off each other, Jokic
those
and Murray,
man, great. Yes,
it's crazy, bro.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the chat throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops out here did raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.